Hello friends, I want to welcome you to this CCNA course. This course is not like other CCNA courses. This course is practical, it's hands-on and allow you to verify your knowledge of CCNA topics.
In this video, I will cover the course structure of Cisco CCNA 200-125 exams. I will also show you the weightage of each and every topics covered in Cisco CCNA 200-125 exams. So let's start. Before going much more detail into the course structure of CCNA 200-125 exams, let us discuss something more about this CCNA 200-125 exams. Cisco CCNA 200-125 is a 90-minute exam that is taken by Cisco. In this exam, they will ask you 50 to 60 questions. The questions were based on the concept of LAN networking, WAN networking, IPv4, and they will also test your knowledge based on IPv6 networking. Further, they will test your some concepts based on security and infrastructure management. They will also test your concept based on software-defined networking. This is a basic exam taken by Cisco just to judge your basic knowledge based on networking. Now friend, let's move to CCNA 200-125 exam topics. First, I will cover how you will set up your own lab at your own home. For this, I will use some tools like Cisco Packet Tracer and GNS3. I will use Cisco Packet Tracer for switching part and GNS3 for routing part. Further, I will cover host-to-host communication. In this, I will cover some topics like a very basic introduction to networking, OSI reference model, and what is upper OSI layer and what is lower OSI layer. Further, I will cover Cisco iOS operating system. This is really very important topic with respect to Cisco, because in this only I will tell you what is the OS behind the Cisco routers and switches. Then I will move to lower OSI layer, that is transport layer, network layer. Further, I will cover something more about IP addresses, like what is class A, class B, class C, class D, and what is. Then I will cover topic on subnetting, like first I will tell you what is subnetting, then what is class interdomain routing, then we will go to variable length subnet mask, then we will cover what is private IP addresses. That is, we will cover almost each and every topic related to subnetting also. Further, we will come to data link layer and the physical layer. From here, from the 10th lesson only, we will come to Cisco device functions. That is, here only we will learn how the Cisco routers, how the Cisco switches, how the Cisco hubs work. Further, we will cover the life of a packet. In this, I will cover what is DNS on a Cisco routers. Further, I will cover ARP, that is address resolution protocol, and further I will cover ARP for routed traffic, and all these things I will show you on a Cisco Packet Tracer. Further, I will cover some more important topic related to Cisco devices, like how you will troubleshoot the Cisco devices. Then we will move to the basics of Cisco routers and switches. In this, I will cover introduction to Cisco routers and switches, what is the basic configuration of Cisco router and switches. Then I will cover setup wizard, speed and duplex setting, what is CDP, what is LLDP. Then I will cover basic layer 1 and 2 troubleshooting. All these things I will show you practically in Cisco Packet Tracer. Further, we will move to Cisco device management, that is how you will manage the Cisco devices, the boot up process. Then we will move to factory reset and password recovery, backing up the system and image configuration, and upgrading Cisco iOS, and how you will license the Cisco routers. Next topic that we will cover in chapter 15, that is routing fundamentals. That in this I will show you how you will come to know about the connected and local routers, what is static routes, summarization and default routes. We will move to summary routes and match prefix, default routes and load balancing. Then I will cover something more about routing protocol, but firstly I will cover dynamic routing protocol. This is really important topic with respect to Cisco exams also. Then I will cover the topics like routing protocol types, routing protocol matrix, what is equal cost multipath, what is administrative distance, what is loopback interfaces, what is adjacencies and passive interfaces. Then I will cover something like how to troubleshoot some issues. First I will introduce you some of the issues and then I will show you how to troubleshoot all these issues. Then I will start covering the routing protocol. Like first I will cover RIP. In this I will tell you what is introduction to RIP, basic to RIP, and then I will cover some more advanced topics of RIP, and also I will show you how to configure RIP protocol on your router. Then I will cover EIGRP protocol, that is Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol. First I will tell you the introduction to EIGRP, then I will show you its characteristics and configuration. Then we will move to some advanced topic of EIGRP. Then you will know about EIGRP successors and feasible successors. Then I will cover what is EIGRP matrix, and all these things I will show you in GNS3. Then we will come to know about OSPF, that is Open Shortest Path First. This is also a routing protocol. Introduction to OSPF. What is the characteristics of OSPF? Its basic configuration, its advanced topic, bandwidth versus clock rate and speed, OSPF cost metric and OSPF areas. And the lab demo of OSPF is also covered in GNS3. Then we will cover the most important topic, that is VLANs. First I will tell you what is the basics of VLANs, what is VLANs. Then I will tell you why we need VLANs, why most of the colleges and corporates are using VLANs. Then I will tell you the ports in VLANs, that is access port, trunk port, dynamic trunking protocol, VTP, that is VLAN trunking protocol, and how to configure VTP on the routers. This is really too important with respect to Cisco CCNA 200-125 exams, as well as with respect to industry. From my experience, I have seen that most of the colleges and corporates are using VLANs on their network. Then something more about VLAN, that is inter-VLAN routing. That is, in this I will cover router with separate interfaces, what is router on a stick, how we will manage it on layer 3 switch, VLAN and inter-VLAN routing. All these will be covered with a practical lab demo. Now friend, we will move to the most important topic, that is DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. This is also really very important because you have seen that you are always assigned a dynamic IP. Wherever you are studying in a college, you are working in a corporate, or else anywhere, you are always assigned a dynamic IP. How this IP is generated, you will come to know here only. What is DHCP? The Cisco DHCP server, that how it works and how to configure this server. Then I will show you external DHCP server, then DHCP client, and how to configure DHCP on a Cisco routers. Then we will move to HSRP, that is Hot Standby Routing Protocol. First I will cover what is HSRP, then I will move to Network Redundancy, FHRP, then we will move to HSRP advanced topic, and then I will show you how to configure HSRP on your Cisco routers. Further we will move to a spanning tree protocol, that is what is STP, layer 3 path selection and loop prevention review, why we need a spanning tree protocol. Then we will move to some terminology like the bridge, how a spanning tree works, a spanning tree versions. There are also a lot of versions of a spanning tree. Then I will use these two commands, show spanning tree and show MAC address table, to verify STP. Then manipulating the root bridge election, a spanning tree and HSRP alignment, port fast, what is BPDU guard and what is root guard. Then I will show you how to troubleshoot STP. Then I will move to Ether channel, that is we are moving towards Ethernet. First I will introduce you with Ether channel, then I will tell you why we have Ether channel. Then we will cover Ether channel load balancing, Ether channel protocols and its configuration, Ether channel lab examples. Now we will move to Cisco switch security. In this I will cover DHCP snooping and dynamic ARP inspection, 802.1x identity based networking, preventing unauthorized devices with port security, and locking ports to host with port security. Then I will cover ACL, that is access control list. What is ACS? its overview, a standard ACL and named ACL, difference between a standard ACLs and named ACL. Then I will cover the ACL syntax, ACL operation, numbered ACL, named or ACLs, packet filters versus stateful firewalls. Then I will cover NAT, that is network address translation. Then we will cover static NAT, NAT translation, dynamic NAT, and then we will move to PAT, that is port address translation. Then I will cover IPv6 addressing. First I will cover what is IPv6 addressing. Then friend, I will let you know why do we need this. Since we have a IPv4, then we move toward NAT, that is network address translation. Then why do we need IPv6? And what is the format of IPv6 address? That is, how many bits are there in IPv6 and how do we write a IPv6 address? Then I will move to IPv6 global unicast address. Then I will move to EUI64 addresses, unique local and link local addresses, SLAAC, stateless address auto configuration. Then I will move IPv6 access control list. Then after having a fundamental knowledge of IPv6, then I will move to IPv6 routing, that is IPv6 static routes and OSPF, that is version 3 that works in IPv6. Then we will move to EIGRP protocol for IPv6 and its verification with the lab demo. Then we will move to WAN, that is wide area network. First I will introduce you with the WAN, that is what is WAN. Then I will show you virtual private network, that is VPN. Then WAN connectivity options, leased line, what is leased line, how we configure it on the Cisco routers and switches, what is SDLC and TPP. Then I will cover PAP, CHAP, MLP, multilink, TPP, MPLS, multi-protocol level switching, triple PoE. This is also two important topics, not with the examination point of view only, but also with the field knowledge. Then we will move to GRE and WAN topology options. Then I will move to BGP, broader gateway protocol. This is also really two important topic. First I will introduce you what is BGP. Then I will tell you why do we need BGP. Then we know what BGP for service providers, how do we configure BGP, advertising routes in BGP, then BGP for enterprises and BGP in MPLS networks. Next thing that I will cover, that is Cisco device security. First the introduction, line level security, privilege execution and password encryption, username and privilege levels, SSH secure seal, AAA authentication, authorization and accounting, AAA, that is how do we configure this on a Cisco routers. Then we will move to global security. In this topic you will know how you will secure your routers and switches without any firewalls. Next I will move to network device management. First I will introduce you with this topic. Then I will show you terminal monitor and logging, what is logging synchronous. Then I will let you know about SNMP and how you will configure it, what is the difference between syslog and SNMP, a span switch port analyzer. The QoS, that is quality of service, is nothing but you can understand it as just some terms and conditions or a policy of some corporate sector. Here we can talk about that is the policy or terms and condition on routers and the switches put by Cisco. Here you can see it. Finally we will know the policing and shaping. Further I will cover something more about cloud computing, that is introduction, traditional IT deployment model. Then I will cover something more about cloud computing, server visualization, virtualizing network devices, cloud service models, cloud deployment models, and cloud computing advantages. This is the last topic that I am going to cover in Cisco CCNA 200-125 exam, that is software defined networking, that is SDN. First I will introduce you to what is SDN. Then I will cover the last topic, that is the Cisco Epic EM. Then I will cover some more topics on Cisco CCNA 203. Then I will cover some more topics on Cisco CCNA 200-301. Then I will cover some more topics on CCNA, that is CCNA 200-301, that is the security threat landscape. First, I will introduce you what is security threat landscape. Then I will share some common attacks. What is firewalls? What is IDS, IPS firewalls versus packet filters, cryptography, TLS, transport layer security, site-to-site VPN, virtual private networks, and then I will cover remote access VPN, how you will remotely access the VPN. Then I will cover some more topic on Cisco 200.3.1, that is automation, network programmability, and SDN. In this also I will cover some topics. These are some advanced topics based on Cisco security. Then I will cover some more topics on CCNA 200.3.0.1, that is wireless fundamentals, how the wireless network works. And friend, in future I may also add some more topics on CCNA 200.3.0.1. Now friend, click here to get the complete weightage of Cisco CCNA 200.125 exam topics. I will give you the link in the description box. After clicking on the link, you will be redirected to Cisco official website, and here you will get the complete list of topics with the weightage. Like network fundamental, it will cover about 20% of the complete. In this, they will ask you about routers, L2, L3 switches, and you can study all this. And similarly about network access, it will cover around 20%, and IP connectivity, and it will cover 25%. IP services, it will cover 10%. 15% will cover your security fundamentals, and automation and programmability will cover about 10%. Here you will find that I will cover all the topics that is mentioned on Cisco official website. Thanks for watching. Let's meet in the next video.
To buy any electronics components and mobile accessories, visit our website iotronicsinnovations.com. We are the professional suppliers of electronics components. If you don't find your requirement, fill this request a quote form. All the links are given in the description box. If you have any query, feel free to contact us anytime. Thanks for watching and keep tuned with my channel.